Okay, and we're live. Okay, yeah. So tonight we'll be talking about a lot of different things. It'll be pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. First off, got to talk about Dick Masterson getting his credit card processing just taken out from under him, like completely. Like, and that's a cowardly way. That's a behind the scenes way of pretty much essentially wiping someone out. Right. That is like you can be deplatformed off of Twitter, off of YouTube, or other social media services and streaming services. Okay, but to be denied a merchant account by a bank, that's hitting you at your way of life, right? That's preventing a man or woman to be able to make money, right? Because of the things they say. So we're talking about that. Talk about BlizzCon and their apology about how they're sucking that China dick for that little money, for that desperate for the China dollar, right? I'll also be talking about, I don't know if, I'm not sure if all these celebrities and all these companies, celebrities and athletes really need to be sucking on the China dick when they are not, they're not the bastions of human rights, right? Especially with the, I don't even know how you pronounce it, the Uyghur detention camps. They sound insane. Anyway, you got the lovely Miss Tanaka here on the screen, but it's time. Let's shift gears. Let's start this from the top. Dick Masterson. Oh, what am I doing? I need to get the chat up. I have no idea if anyone's here. All right. Let me pop this bad boy out. That sounded wrong now that I think about it. Okay, let's get into this. So, if you don't know who Jesus, I can't even talk right now. If you don't know who Dick Masterson is of the Dick Show, probably another very successful podcast. Very successful. His sort of comedy, sort of humor, that's what it is. It's a comedy show. It is pretty much like Married with Children, but a little cranked up. So yeah, you're gonna have maybe some chauvinistic attitudes, perspective at times, but that's okay. That's fine. Those are perfectly fine jokes, and even if you don't like them, that's okay too. But it doesn't mean that the guy has to lose his, his way to make income, to make money over bad jokes, over being offensive, and that's what's happening here. Dick Masterson has been deplatformed and banned by Chase Bank and American Express. And why? Maybe it's because he said one too many fat jokes, right? I don't know. Is he an alt-right? No. I mean, if you ever listen to the Dick Show, there's nothing alt-right about it. It doesn't even get political. It barely even does that. And when it does, he'll say something. He wants to move on, man. You can hear it the way he conducts himself. But he's definitely not going to miss out on an opportunity to put in a joke here and there, especially about someone's weight or the way someone looks or the way someone behaves. Oh, hell yeah, that's going to happen. But some people out there, they get offended. They get offended and they find you to be a problem. You get up on a list and you get banned and deplatformed from all sorts of places. Like the name Dick Masterson, if you even put it in a tag in your video, it's going to be demonetized. Why? I followed the guy ever since I started listening to I actually listened to the Dick Show first, and then The Biggest Problem in the Universe. And I'm caught up on my lore on that stuff, so I understand that Dick Masterson says some jokes. And when I say jokes, that's it. He says jokes and gives his comments and his opinions about things. Okay. Nothing far out there. Nothing all that crazy. Especially with someone like myself living in Texas. Right? Dick got tainted by the gun. Yeah, that's what I think happened there too. When Dick was on the kill stream or hill stream in that episode, he got that taint on him, and it messed with him. He can't wash it off. That's, and you know what? I listened to the, I think it was, I don't know if it was the last kill stream or whatever. I caught the archive link of it when they were all together again. When I say all, it was it was Dig Masterson and Worski, the retard too. Worski's a whole other bag, man. Worski's gone. Like, right, he's not recovering. He's not recovering at all. And I'll talk about the kill stream stuff later on. That's kind of like getting me off topic here. But the main point here is he got deplatformed for bad jokes, right? Even if they're racist jokes, even if they're fat jokes, so what? Right? We're talking about a bank saying they're not going to do business with you. Oh, they'll take your money. They'll handle your mortgage. They'll handle your credit card pay. Oh, they want you to pay them the debt you owe them, right? But they don't want to process any payments on your behalf because of your image. Okay, I see how this is. Oh, racist jokes? Oh, that's bad. Oh, but you're a black man, poor black family, can't pay your bills, can't pay your mortgage? Get the fuck out of here. Get on the street. Right? Yeah. See, and I talked about this before in a video I did about Operation Paperclip. No, sorry, Operation Choke Point. I get them confused at times. Paperclip was a totally different thing. Choke Point, right? Where they during the Obama administration, it was like, okay, we can use these banks to get around and go after certain people, target certain people, and shut them up, get rid of them by getting. If you cut their funds and you go after the way they can make a dollar, you stop them right there. Now, it was proposed as a way to go after terrorism. Oh, of course, you're going to get something pushed that way. But it's not like this. It's not like Obama's the first president to come up with a scheme like this. Hell, the United States government has been involved in backdoor. You could call it just finding backdoor ways to restrict speech, right? Backdoor censorship. Let's say the Common Code Authority. Okay. Oh, that's a third party. That's a totally different. That's not the government. That's a business going in and cleaning up the filth in comics and making sure that there's a standard of quality for the kids. Okay. But they did that in response because the government was getting a little curious about things and applying certain pressures. Pressures that would have been a bluff, because what can they do, right? You're right, Cool Tactic. Terrorism is real. There's no reason to give up your rights. And you give the government the ability to do something like this, to allow something like this, where banks can just cut ties with you all together, completely, just because they don't like what you say, just because they don't really like your business. Oh, you sell guns? Oh, okay. We're just not going to do business with you. And then you have these fucking idiots. They'll be like, oh, well, they're private companies. They could do that. Private corporations, they could do that. It's like, okay. I get what you're saying there. And you have a point. Yes, true. But there's an argument to be made, and has been made before, that when how big can a corporation get before it starts, where its policies, like when they infringe on the constitutional rights of Americans, of American citizens, where that becomes a problem that has to be handled in court. That's been done before. I know in the past, there's a few examples. I think Marsh versus Alabama is the only one I can think of right now, where it was okay. where it was ruled in favor of the people. Okay, but even that has been looked on, and it's I feel now, even if this sort of situation, this debate were to go to court with the way things are, it probably wouldn't go very well. I'm sorry, I'm not very optimistic on that. I'm not very optimistic about that at all. Man. But yeah, you say too many fat jokes. You go on a podcast of someone who is just greenlighting all sorts of crazy stuff to go on there. All sorts of racist shit to go on and fly. And yeah, I mean, you're gonna get, I guess, they're gonna go for you. They can cut you off, but that's bullshit. That's completely bullshit. Yeah, Operation Choke Point is what it was called. I'm sorry, it's right here in this article I'm looking at. Operation Choke Point started under Obama's presidency. That's right. They used the FDIC to go behind. Oh, because the government can't tell you. The government can't, right? Because the First Amendment, that's a doozy. It kind of prevents the government from saying, oh, you can't say this. You can't publish this, right? You can't have that podcast because your language is too bad. It's too raunchy. But they can get the banks, the same banks that do business with, let's say, drug dealers or cartels or government agencies or who knows what, right? All sorts of dirty laundry, all sorts of dirty stuff like meth trade, coke and all that shit. Child trafficking shit going on. They'll do business with them. But if you say that N-word, I so want to say it right now just for context, just for an example, you know what I'm saying. You say that and you say, something about fat chicks. I mean, now I'm afraid to say something about fat chicks. Now, fat chicks need loving too, right? They just have to wait their turn. But that was nice, what I said there. I gotta be careful, man. If I say the wrong thing, I could be axed. I think I'll be okay. But I think in Dick Masterson's situation, he's going to find an alternative. He sounds pretty determined to find the alternative, and I think it's going to happen. I was saying the N-word is fine. You just got to be a black rapper. That's right. You got to be a black rapper, and you can say it. No. I'm waiting for the leftist, woke, progressive, super, ultra, those guys, the Nazis by any other name. I'm waiting for them to come after rap. I'm sure it's already happened. But you have Kanye disavowing profanity and going all super Christian, which is like, what the fuck ever is that nonsense? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, God. Yeah, so that's the Dick Masterson situation. Let's see. Oh, BlizzCon. We got to talk about BlizzCon. And when I do this, let me actually pull up the apology because I haven't actually seen it. I heard about it. I heard about things about it, But let me watch it with y'all. That'd be great. We're going to watch it together. Let's do that. All right. This should be great. I expect this to be awesome. All right. Here we go. So this is BlizzCon 2019. And for backstory, in case you don't know, maybe you're catching the stream now, or maybe you're just new to this information. I know some of my audience, they have no idea. They may not know anything about this, and that's okay. Let's see. Let me just put it this way. There was a professional Hearthstone player, he plays video games on a professional level, right? Makes money doing it. He won a tournament, but he was denied prize winnings and received a 12-month ban for what? For giving a pro-Hong Kong protest slogan. Like, it was on a live stream, on a live broadcast. In fact, let me show some images related to that real fast. Yeah, it was I think Chung is his name. That's like just a random guess, but I believe that's it. See, that's kind of racist. Oh my god, that's not even racist. Just a random guess. Anyway, this is the guy, and he puts on the mask and he gives it like a pro Hong Kong protest slogan. And what happens? He gets denied his prize money and he gets a 12-month ban. Now, Blizzard has since, because of the protests of angry gamers who are upset that this happened. Not that the person did this, but that Blizzard denied the guy the money that he earned, that he won, and banned him for this. Not only that, but you see the other two people here, which my face is covering the other guy. There's two people on this live stream. They were also fired. Why? For allowing it to happen? It's a live stream. Like, what can you do? It's happening. It happened. But they're fired. I mean, Blizzard has, from what I heard anyway, given them the money. Okay, and has reduced the ban. But they went around and banned other people as well. Other people that showed support for the Hong Kong protests, which, by the way, I mean, I know as an American, I may not know, and I don't know all the details and facts related to what's going on with Hong Kong and China. But I know, I get this much, that in Hong Kong, as a citizen of Hong Kong, while you now are under China's rule, you have certain rights and privileges that people in China don't have. Because for the longest time, right, it was ruled under Britain. Okay, so you had a freedom of expression as far as religion goes. You can say certain things and express your way in certain things and even say things critical about the government and be okay. But what was it? They were passing some new thing where, you do something like that, guess what? Your ass will be brought to China. And you'll be tried there, charged there. Oh, that's not going to go well. You could disappear. Because some of the stuff that you were able to do freely in Hong Kong, you won't be able to do anymore. So yeah, they're pissed. They're having their freedoms taken away from them. That's what's happening. And a way to kind of put that in perspective, as an American here, imagine if America was like this tiny little island, this tiny country, teeny tiny, and the UK wanted to take it back. It's like, you know what? We're taking it back. We're just taking it back. That would never happen, right? Because we're big and all that, right? But just imagine that they had the power to do that. And then just imagine that in this weird, poorly constructed metaphor, that the police and authority figures over here were all in the pocket of UK, right? Okay. Yeah, they could crush you. All the support structures around you, the law enforcement, the government, all are going to be working against you because you're protesting. I would think anyone who values freedom, especially any American, would be totally pro Hong Kong protests. Fuck China. Fuck China all the way. Like, the stuff they do, and I know America has its problems. Yeah. Okay. But, man, it's kind of fucked up. It's really fucked up. They did this before. There was a protest before that ended very badly and then was swept under the rug and disappeared. What? Tiananmen Square, right? 1985. In 1989, I think. I'm horrible with dates, but China declared martial law because the citizens were not happy And we're starting to really protest and be very vocal against the one party system and about how things are happening, the I guess economic situation. Okay, I'll just leave it there. And the response was tanks and soldiers with guns to fire on the citizens. That was way before social media, right? Now with Hong Kong, the eyes are on there 24/7 if you really watch it. And there's deaths going on, right? There's people getting shot, kids get shot, someone got a ear bitten off. Yeah, of course, the citizens are fighting the police. You always hear it spun that way. Oh, but the citizens are being violent too against the poor officers. Oh, fuck you. Come on now. Come on. They don't. I don't even think a Hong Kong citizen can. I don't think they can even legally own a gun. You know. Otherwise, someone would have guns out there shooting at the cops. Probably. Oh man. Yeah. And you're right, Cool Tactic. It wasn't forgotten. It wasn't forgotten. But if you're in China, it's forbidden to even look it up. They don't teach you that, or they teach you a pro-China version of it, right? And you see this all over. Let's see, I could show you something real fast. Like, this is the famous image that people see about Tiananmen Square, right? The one man and the 4 tanks. Okay. But if you just zoom that out and see the whole thing, it wasn't just 4 tanks. It was the whole fucking army. Oh, probably not the whole thing. Look at that. You got a column of tanks. You got soldiers back there. You got a shit ton more. It's like they're playing Command and Conquer Red Alert, and they just keep on cranking them. Just cranking them. And I joke. I'm laughing. But hundreds, thousands died that day. And I hope, knock on wood, and if that does anything, I hope that Hong Kong doesn't end up like that. But man, I wouldn't put it past China. Yeah, that dude. Of course, this is before the violence. There's other screenshots. There's other photos that are out there where you can see what happened. You know, I'm not gonna put that down here. Okay, so the reason I'm telling you this because that's China, right? That's China, and it kind of gives you an idea of how severe maybe citizens of Hong Kong feel about this, right? I think it puts in perspective. I mean, was it right for the player, the professional Hearthstone player, to do that protest? I mean, I don't necessarily see a problem with it. It's just whatever, showing support. And I would think as a pro, well, I would think as an American company being pro freedom and all that, if you are really pro freedom, that you would be okay with that. It'd be like that's something you could stand behind. Yeah, support Hong Kong. But if you're a company that's in bed with China, whoring yourself out for the desperate money, well, then you're gonna defend them. You're gonna do what they want. And that's what's happening here. So that's the backstory. That's the backstory to all this. Let's play the Blizzard apology. Wow. There's a few other things here that but people making fun of China's overlord, leader, president, dictator, whatever he is. It looks like Pooh. It looks like Winnie the Pooh. He totally does look like Winnie the Pooh. Since the Blizzard also canceled an Overwatch launch event at Nintendo World. Let's see what else. Oh, that's basically it. Let's just play this. Let's just play this apology.
How you feeling, BlizzCon?
I'm feeling great. Wait.
Before we start
This is the first time I'm seeing this dude. I don't even know who this guy is. First time I'm watching this. Okay. Is this dude a dude? Because I'm starting to wonder. I don't know. You know, maybe he wants me to refer to him as a her. So the she, I'm just trying to be progressive here. The she. And if you look, oh, okay. You got pro LGBT, which is cool if you want to show that, if you want to have that freedom of speech and show your support to LGBTQ, that's fine. Blizzard's cool with that. But if you show your support for people being oppressed, if you show your support for people trying to fight oppression, I should say, we're just gonna have to punish you. You see, that's kind of fucked up, right? That's really fucked up.
Start the opening ceremony. I want to say a few words. You know, Blizzard had the opportunity to bring the world together in a tough Hearthstone esports moment about a month ago, and we did not. We moved too quickly in our decision making.
I don't think you moved. China made the decisions, or someone higher up made the decisions. I mean, to even fire the other people that were just part of the stream, that's crazy. That's just crazy, right?
And then, to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with all of you.
He has a lisp. Maybe it is a she. All right, she.
When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, there's really two things. The first one is we didn't live up to the high standards that we really set for ourselves. And
see, here's the thing. Hold on. Time out. If this pro player of Chung would have used his moment as he won, right? That all eyes are on him. And if he were to use that to say pro LGBTQ, pro gay, pro trans, pro taking a dildo up the ass, pro being a furry, it would have been fine. It would have been fine. But no, he says, he shows his support for Hong Kong, and now oh man, double speak. You see it right here. You see it right the fuck here. This is the problem with you, Blizzard. We could see right through you. Everything you say right here is a goddamn fucking lie. We know exactly what's going on. Oh, you want to be pro free speech when it's up for LGBTQ, which is interesting. Okay, because in China, now, China is interesting about LGBTQ. They play like this double game where they're okay, kind of, sort of, with same-sex relationships. But they don't promote it. And they don't allow material to promote it there, which is why you'll see like a lot of movies, some movies, if they have like gay relationships and they're going to ship the movie to China, they take that gay relationship out because they don't promote it over there. So, I wonder how he feels about that. Oh, it doesn't matter what he feels. He's a fucking whore. He's a fucking whore. It doesn't matter what he feels or thinks. He's selling his ass. They're all selling their ass. And this pisses me off, man. One of my favorite games growing up was Warcraft. Not WoW, but Warcraft. Like the real shit. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Orcs versus humans, all that. That was cool, man. And Warcraft 2. I love those games. But I can't even separate that. I can't even distance myself from the game and the developer. All right, I'm struggling. You know, I say that, but I could probably still play Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2. Probably. But the new Blizzard shit, fuck that. Overwatch was never even my thing. Fuck that.
the second is we failed in our purpose.
Oh, what's your purpose?
And for that, I am sorry, and I accept accountability.
Do you?
So what exactly?
Why are they clapping to that empty bullshit? Who cheers that on? Oh, I accept full responsibility. Oh, no, he didn't say full. He didn't say fool. I'm putting words in his mouth. Oh, yeah, I got a little adjustment right there.
So what exactly is our purpose?
To take China's dick. I mean, what is it?
BlizzCon is demonstrating it even as we speak. We aspire to bring the world together in epic entertainment. And I truly believe in the positive power of video games.
Positive. Got to make it extra positive. Oh, man. This is fucking stupid. Oh, man. I wonder how positive he is.
When we get it right, we create a common ground where the community comes together.
Really? Really? When they get it right, they create a common ground where the community comes together. Do you ever feel that way? If he means, or if she means that when they make a good game, a good product that people like, oh yeah, people just play the shit out of it and they play it and they play it and then play it. Yeah, that happens. But then you put in bullshit into it and you put in politics into it. Like you're doing here. You're doing it right the fuck here. And your stupid, it's right there on your fucking collar. Okay?
To compete, connect, and play, irrespective of the things that divide us.
Oh, really?
As an example.
Like China. Huh? You know, I wonder how it feels to be a Muslim in China. We'll be talking about that later on tonight. And that's going to be hard to make that fun. I don't know how we're going to do that.
BlizzCon has people from 59 countries all around the world here at the show today.
Yep, and they're not all pro LGBTQ, so we can't put that in every single game. But we would if we could get away with it. Let's see. Some don't like Hong Kong. Some think Taiwan doesn't even exist. So we gotta respect that, you know. Okay. I wonder if Blizzard would ever make a game for Saudi Arabia. See, this would be a good way to troll Blizzard, really. Just convince a Saudi prince to get Blizzard to make a game about throwing gay people off of the rooftops. Just make that game. Call it and put some sort of Blizzard brand on it. Okay? If they could do that and show how much they will whore themselves out for any sort of money, that'd be great. That'd be great. Because they would do it if they could.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
And that is the positive power of video games, to transcend divisions that surround us in so many of our places today. We will do better going forward. But our actions are going to matter more than any of these words.
Yeah, I mean, the words coming out of your mouth right now, they reek of bullshit. Okay?
As you walk around this weekend, I hope it's clear how committed we are to everyone's right to express themselves in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places.
Except for a Winnie the Pooh costume. You cannot wear that because that offends our overlord, whatever the fuck his name is.
I've actually seen and heard many of you expressing yourself this morning. You use your vacation and your family time to be here in Anaheim with us, and we are so grateful that you're here this weekend. Our best moments are here in our shared passion for Blizzard games. So once again, BlizzCon has brought us together, and today you're going to see a lot of the hard work.
Yeah, it's a bunch of empty crap. That's it? That's the apology? I mean, that's not even an apology. I accept not full. I accept responsibility. We just want to create games that bring people together. Okay. Well, Hearthstone brought people together, right? And oh yeah, support for Hong Kong protests. That brought people together. But you know who it divided? China. China has more people just by population alone, right? So their feelings were hurt. Okay. Okay. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible. Man, China, China, China. See, Blizzard's not the only company that'll do what they can for the China dollar. There's a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of athletes. They'll do that and come out and say in support of China. Okay. You know what's crazy though is China does a lot of stuff that I think these people would have a problem with. Before I get carried away, before I shift into that, because once I do, there's no coming back. Let me show some images of BlizzCon 2019. I mean, this does not look photoshopped. Let's see. Winnie the Pooh right there. That's it. Look at that. That's great. That's great. I love that. Oh, even better. I wonder what their event rules and details look like. Oh, right here. Prohibited cosplays. Remember that that so stunning and brave she said you can express yourself any way you want, right? Prohibited cosplays. Anyone wearing Winnie the Pooh outfits. Is this photoshopped? Is this fake? Those caught wearing them will be asked to change outfits or leave the event. Why? What's so wrong about wearing Winnie the Pooh? What do they have against Pooh? I mean, the only thing that they could have is that it offends their dear leader. That's unfortunate. I didn't know Blizzard was so concerned about the feelings of what the fuck the dictator's name is. Even if I knew his name, I wouldn't say his name. You think I'd give any respects to this communist motherfucker? No. Now this cocksucker can burn in hell. So my YouTube channel's done. if Google's desperate for the China money too. Nice knowing you guys. All right. So yeah. Now I wonder if you wore a rainbow Winnie the Pooh, could you get away with it? Oh, I'm not Winnie the Pooh. I'm like flaming Winnie the Pooh. I'm the gay version of Winnie the Pooh. I could do it. I'm pro LGBTQ, guys. Winnie the Pooh. Man. Let's see. Oh, here's another image right here. Winnie the Pooh in the crowd. So people did this for real. But be in the crowd, being brave about it. We're in that cosplay right there. Oh, that's gonna get you banned from the event. You're offending our dear leader. You can't have that. No. You think you're in America? No. You're in China. Okay. Anywhere where BlizzCon's at is China. And what China wants, China gets. Yeah. In the meantime, though, on a different subject, much darker subject. So, I don't even know how to really pronounce this stuff. This word. It sounds like a slur. I'm sure it is. A Uyghur? A Uyghur? A Wigger? Wigger sounds wrong. That just sounds too close to another word. But I'm gonna call them Uyghurs, I guess. Uyghur or whatever. Pretty much, you could say Muslims. I mean, the Uyghur, the label seems to be the equivalent to when, when liberals say Muslims, they mean they're thinking brown people. It's funny. These progressive types would be like, oh, when someone says Muslim, or conservatives, when they say Muslims, they're only seeing brown people. Yet they, for some reason, think they often do the same thing. It's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, it is. Let's see. Let me get this. A Uyghur is a minority Turkic ethnic group. Okay. Okay. Usually Muslim. They can be Christian. Okay. Now, what's happening is there's a bunch of these camps. There are, since 2014, actually, these re-education camps, they call them. Okay. Vocational education and training centers is what they call them. All right. Now, what they do is these facilities operate outside the law, outside the legal system, and they will, without trial, bring people in there. Now, someone I know catching the stream later is gonna be like, "Oh, well, what about the concentration camps on the south of the border? What about them in America?" I mean, you got people crossing the border wanting to come into this country, and they're being detained to be processed. Like, they're going back. They're going back home. They're not being re-educated. They're not being forced to work. They're not working at all. They're just laying around, sitting around until their time to be processed is done. By process, it means processed through the legal system. Or what's going to happen? They be sent back. Probably just sent back. Okay. This is different. Much different. I mean, in China, they will fine you if you're a Muslim. They will put you in these camps. Like in China, you don't have that freedom of expression. You can't practice just any religion you want. In fact, I mean, it's crazy, right? It doesn't. But yeah, they'll put you in there. Let's see. I got some numbers here. Let's see. As of 2018, let's see. Oh, at least a million? Oh, at least a million, but likely closer to 3 million citizens were in prison and detention centers. Wow. That's quite a bit, right? That's just in 2018. Wow. How come no one's talking about that, huh? That seems embarrassing. Seems like a big issue to handle. And what happens at these facilities? There's all sorts of horror stories that go out there. I mean, you can find them for yourself. The stuff I'm going to tell you sounds insane. Like stories of course, you have the children being separated from the parents. Which some people will be like, well, okay. But in organ harvesting, what? They're harvesting organs from these people? I thought it was just a re-education camp, a training center. What are they trying to do? Like beat the Muslim out of them? Is that what they're trying to do? Is that what these centers are? We're gonna train you to not be Muslim anymore, and if you don't make it, we're just gonna take your Muslim organs and give them to other people. Is that what's going on here? Because that's what it sounds like. This is real shit. I'm not making any of this up. In fact, I could read you some of the stories. Because that's how you're really going to know what's going on. Of course, there's going to be anecdotal evidence, right? But you get a lot of personal accounts. Okay, what's going on here? Let's see. All right. Now, the names I'm going to butcher. But apparently, a guy named Samarkand. Samarkand claimed that he faced endless brainwashing and humiliation when he was at one of these camps. Okay, he was forced to study communist propaganda for hours every day and chant slogans giving thanks and wishing for a long life to Xi Jinping. Okay, so yeah, they want you to become like, I guess, a cog in the China's communist machine. Okay, but if you resist, if it's a little hard for that to get into your brain, that's where things get interesting, apparently. I mean, is this news to you? Is this? I mean, y'all heard about this, I'd imagine, right? I know, like, you don't hear about it too much on the mainstream media. At least I haven't. It's crazy because a lot of this information I just pulled from Wikipedia. You know, I had to go to the sources. I'm like, wow, it's all here. Like, you could just see it, the numbers and everything. It's crazy. I mean, the rabbit hole starts in broad daylight. All you have to do is do a simple Google search, and it's right there. But no one seems to care. And a lot of nations are aware about this. They already signed letters about this and what to do. Sign a letter. Yeah, we're going to sign a fucking letter. I think that's going to happen. They, in 2019, 23 countries, including United Kingdom, Germany, France, Spain, Canada, Japan, Australia, and United States, signed a joint letter to the UN urging China to close these camps. Okay. What the fuck is that going to do? What is that? Please close these camps. We're going to sign a letter. Imagine if that was a response in, like, let's say, in World War II. I was like, please, Adolf Hitler, please close these camps. Please. Just imagine if it was handled that way. Insane. Send Kim Jong-un a letter while you're at it too. Tell him to release his or close down his, like, little concentration camps he has. His little re-education camps. What's funny about that is Trump could actually probably try to do that and maybe get some success, and people would still hate that motherfucker. Which, I mean, it is what it is. Can't get any praise. Can't even get an ounce. Now we're doing something okay. Let's see. There's some other treatments, because that's where the juicy stuff is at. All right. Uyhgur Tursun. I'm just called Tursun. Tursun. A Uyghur. I said it the other way. A Uyghur woman detained in China after escaping one of these camps described details of torture and beatings. Now, this woman was educated in Egypt, and she traveled to China in 2015 to spend time with her family and was immediately detained and separated from her infant children. And when she was released 3 months later, one of the triplets had died, and two others have developed health problems. Apparently, they were operated on. It doesn't explain what that means and why. That has to be scary. Or it was so you go to China, spend time with your family. You're immediately detained, put into these camps, and then when you're released, your children have been operated on. That's weird. And when you're at the facility, you're being beaten, you're being tortured. Let's see. For several months later, she was detained a third time and spent 3 months in a cramped, suffocated prison cell with 60 other women. Had to sleep in turns, use a toilet in front of security cameras. Okay, sing songs praising the Communist Party. Okay. They had to take unknown medications, including pills that made them faint or make them bleed. I don't know if they mean, like, periods or whatever. Some white liquid that they would have to take. All right. Some women died. Okay. They have people talking about these chairs that they'll strap the people in. Like, I could pull you articles related to this, so that way you know I'm just not talking out of my ass too. Let me pull some of that shit here. Let me get a few of them up here. It's just crazy that they do this in broad daylight. They call it they call this chair what they called it the tiger, and they would put you in this chair, and it would no way. This does not make any sense. They would electrocute you. What the fuck? Hold on. Okay, let me just pull up one of these things. That's just crazy. To put a ball on their head and electrocute them. That's fucking insane right there. All right, let me find. Oh, okay, this one might be it. The tiger chair. All right, I'm pulling up. Former inmates of China's Muslim re-education camps tell of brainwashing, torture. The Washington Post. All right, let me put it on the screen here. I don't know how many articles I can read on the Washington Post before they want me to pay. But this is so you know I'm not just pulling this shit out of my ass. Okay. So former inmates in China Muslim re-education camps tell of brainwashing and torture. All right. So you have Kairat Samarkand says his only crime was being a Muslim who had visited neighboring Kazakhstan, and on the basis alone, he was detained by police, aggressively interrogated for 3 days, then dispatched in November to a re-education camp in China's western province of Xinjiang, whatever. Yeah. What happened there? Why is it freezing up? Okay. Why is my browser freezing up? Chrome just became non-responsive. Fucking kidding me? Okay. Well, I can read on what I see here. And see, the guy it was oh, okay, there we go. Why is it freezing up? This is so weird. Okay. It's like China's fucking with me over here, man. Anyway, so the Muslim dude that was in one of these camps, he had to face endless brainwashing, humiliation. He said in an interview he was forced to study communist propaganda for hours. They want to get that Muslim out of you. They want to get that Islamic belief out of you, and we're going to insert the communist way of life. You're going to be, if you're going to be in this country, be around it, you're going to have to become China. That's it. Otherwise, let's see what happens. Those who disobey the rules, refuse to be on duty, engage in fights, or who are late for studies were placed in handcuffs and ankle cuffs up to 12 hours. Further disobedience would result in waterboarding. Waterboarding. China, why are you just bringing out the waterboards, huh? Wow. Are long periods strapped in agony at a metal contraption known as a tiger chair. That sounds like some BDSM shit. A tiger chair. I wonder if Tammy has been in one of those. Smarkin said a punishment he had suffered. Between several hundred thousands and more than 1 million Muslims have been detained in China's mass re-education camps. Wow. let's say in a region of 21 million people, including 11 million Muslims, the number of those he reports to be detained would be a significant portion of the population. Let's see. Oh, man, there was an article I was reading the other day where China, I could probably pull it up. I can find it. China actually, in the same region, bulldozed and demolished, got rid of a Muslim cemetery. Like, apparently there was a Muslim cemetery in this area. And they're like, China, I gotta be careful how I say this. China hates Muslims so much. They will eradicate their fucking grave. They will eradicate their fucking grave. China hates Muslims so much, they will wipe the graves and put a park. This is China. I'm not making that up either. Let's see. What else is there? Something else. China has blasted violent attacks in Xinjiang in recent years on Islamist extremists bent on waging holy war on the state. Okay, so this is China. Maybe that's true. Maybe the Muslims in the area were just being too rambunctious. And China was like, while the UK are a bunch of cucks, Swedes a bunch of cucks, we're going to handle this the China way. We're going to beat these Muslims into some... You hear the words coming out of my mouth sound horrible if they were clipped out. Horrible. The worst thing ever. But I'm reading about China. This is... So Blizzard, how's that China money, huh? Which is funny about... say funny. I do say funny. All right, so there was a letter that was signed, right? Given to the United Nations. The nations that did not sign that letter were... it looked like Muslim nations did not sign that letter. In fact, if anything, they signed support of China that they can keep the camps. They should keep. So nations that are Islamic, like Saudi Arabia, are like, oh yeah, they should totally have the Muslim detention centers. Totally. I don't even know if Saudi even knew what they're talking about. They're probably like, what's a Uyghur? What? Yeah, they could totally have that. I don't care. Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, of course, North Korea would do anything China does. Russia's totally cool for it. Syria, it doesn't matter what they say now. United Arab Emirates, yep. Venezuela, yep. Well, it doesn't really matter what they say either, huh? Iran is totally cool with it. Kuwait's totally cool with it. Egypt's totally cool with it. Cuba, why not, right? Cambodia, of course, why not? Anything that really stands out that's crazy. Really, and you just call it what they are. Some low tier countries are totally on board with it. Totally on board. Yeah. Kind of makes sense, I guess. But I want to dig into this a little bit more. I gotta make sure I found this. I'm doubting this. I'm starting to doubt. Be electrocuted? Where is this report? I want to see this. Let's see. Turson said, Turson recalled she was led into a room and placed in a high chair, and her legs and arms were locked in place. The authorities put a helmet-like thing on my head, and each time I was electrocuted, my whole body would shake violently. I'd feel the pain in my veins. What? We got to pull up that report now. Let's see. I'd pull that shit up. That's crazy. Let's see. This is from the Associated Press. Once again, not making this stuff up at all. Woman describes torture, beatings in China detention camp. Now, is it possible she could just be exaggerating? Maybe. But this is some pretty wild stuff, right? Washington. A member of the Uyghur minority on Monday detailed torture and abuse she says she experienced in one of the internment camps, where the Chinese government has detained hundreds of thousands of religious minorities. If you practice any religion over there, you're pretty much a minority, other than the state religion, which, oh man, I don't know what that is. What is the state religion in China? I do not know what that is right now. Anyway, she goes on and says, oh, whoa, wait, hold on. Turson, speaking to reporters in Washington, said she was interrogated for 4 days in a row without sleep, and her hair shaved and was subject to an intrusive medical examination followed. You know what that means. She said, I thought I would rather die than go through this torture, and begged them to just kill me. Turson, 29, told reporters. Okay. Let's see. Where's the electric chair? In camps, these detainees, most of whom are Uyghurs, or I'm still struggling with that word, are subject to deeply invasive forms of surveillance, psychological stress, as they are forced to abandon their native language, religious beliefs, and cultural practices. Oh yeah, they force them to eat pork. They will Listen how fucking crazy this is. Like, in these camps, they will force Muslims to eat pork, do everything against their Muslim beliefs. Everything. I mean, drink alcohol. Force them to, like, sleep with one another. It's like, okay. Any other country, any other developed country were to do this shit, like, you would hear about it, and then it'd be like, oh, America should do something. America want to be the world police and want to go in the Middle East and bomb the fucking shit out of that for oil. You know? This stuff, man. Force feed pork. Force feed you pork? Yeah, I'll take some pork. I'll take that. Anyway. Outside the camps, more than 10 million Turkic Muslim minorities in the region are subject to a dense network of surveillance systems, checkpoints, and interpersonal monitoring. Wow, man. They have it. That's crazy. Huh. We're the progressives about this, huh? They don't talk, if maybe they just took a few minutes away from complaining about how they're not being represented in media and video games or whatever, maybe they could talk about this instead of complaining about how no one recognizes the gender that they identify as, because what the fuck is a I can't even make these things up, these bullshit genders that people come up with. There's like, what, 65, 100? There's a shit ton. They're like Pokemon. Anyway, Turson said that she and other inmates were forced to take unknown medications, including pills that made them faint. Oh, we read about that. What is this? Selling me bras here? What the fuck is this? One day, Turson recalled placed in a high chair. Okay, this is where we should talk about it. The authorities put a helmet-like thing in my head, and each time I was electrocuted, my whole body would shake. Wow. She said white foam came out of her mouth. I began to lose consciousness. Okay. Well, I kind of wonder how she even got out in the first place now. And this is the same woman that was detained 3 times? Right? If I'm following this correctly. Let's see. Because she was detained multiple times and somehow managed to get out. I mean, I guess they just keep an open door. You can just leave. That doesn't make any sense. You can just escape? And so she was eventually released so that she could take her children to Egypt. Oh, okay. That tells me right there. But she was ordered to return to China. Once in Cairo, Tristan contacted U.S. authorities and in September came to the United States and settled in Virginia. Now that would be an asylum seeker. That I'd be like, yeah. I mean, you're going through hell. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. It sounds crazy. Insane. Wow. The Chinese embassy in Washington did not return a request for comment. Of course not. Chinese authorities have denied that the internment camps exist. They denied that they exist. I mean, that's the same shit the Germans did. Oh, no, man, these camps don't exist. What are you talking about? There's no camps. It's the same shit they all do. Stalin. Oh, no, there's no camps. There's no camps. Oh. The United States will continue to call on China to end these counterproductive policies. Is that what they call them? Oh, counterproductive. Mm-hmm. That's the word. That's the word choice they have for this shit. You know, I think we all know why these countries will just be okay with this. They'll say that they're not okay with it. But, you know, actions speak louder than words, right? Like the representative of BlizzCon. Actions speak louder than words. You know about these things. You know about what's going on in these camps. You hear these stories. Apparently, while China seems to be very strict on what goes on, they just snatch them, detain them as soon as they get anywhere close. Okay, but they can get out. They're allowed to leave, I guess, certain times and can escape and tell their story. So you hear about their stories. Muslims being forced to do all sorts of things. They're going to beat that religion out of you. Going to beat you. Going to torture you. Okay, you hear about that. You don't think y'all want to apply pressure? Oh, but of course, why apply pressure? Because honestly, I think the United States is getting some China money too. Getting a lot of it. It's them. It's horrible stuff, man. Like the United States is in debt to some countries we shouldn't be in debt to. When I say that, I'll say, I love Israel. I have nothing against the Jewish people, but we are in debt to certain countries, and maybe we should not be. You know, there are things that we turn the blind eye on, and we shouldn't be. People say America tries to be the world police. We're not the world police. We just fuck up the Middle East so we can get the oil. That's what that shit is. That's all that fucking shit is. We're a fucking big bully at this point. And there's something going on over here. But we worry about them. Like, I don't know. Like, if it ever came to, like, America versus China, which is probably going to happen within, hopefully not within our lifetime, but goddamn, if it reaches that point, look at another world war, man. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, cool tactic. I think you know exactly. I think you know how I feel. You know, I just said that to be on the good side. You know. Yeah, this is kind of a downer, man. This is a downer. I'm sorry. This topic. I don't know. It's fucked up. It is really fucked up. Like, you would think people would try to intervene and actually do something about this. But no. What people are over here in America are trying to do is bullshit about or complain about their hurt feelings because they're not being identified the right way or whatever. Some nonsense. Okay. Good luck with that. Man. The world is a fucked up place. Cool Tactic, you're right. Well, I think this is going to wrap this little stream up tonight. So we'll probably end up doing is whatever I can nightly if I have time is probably do these things kind of more laid back, relax, and talk about more talk about things that we wouldn't talk about on the Dead Man Stone podcast. So yeah, that's probably end up doing. All right, Cool Tactic. Thank you for keeping me company. Hopefully, I know these subjects, these topics may help the channel grow. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. And they're more interesting. It definitely is dangerous. I kind of feel it with this one. I'm like, oh, China. What if I'm not allowed to talk about it? What happens? You know, that'd be crazy. All right, man. I'll take it easy.